Hello, I'm Greg Schwem. You know, one of the most necessary evils in the business world is the meeting. Now you're probably thinking, yeah, you're right, Greg. I hate them. They're boring, they're tedious, they're a waste of time. But you know what? They don't have to be. Not if you follow a few simple rules on how to have a successful meeting. Let's take a look at some of them right now. For starters, don't call it a meeting. Even if it's just four of you sitting around on a Monday eating bagels and discussing the week ahead, give it a cool name. Call it a summit, a forum, a symposium, a strategic initiative. Meeting just sounds negative.
If meetings were that important, we'd have meetings in our personal lives. Wouldn't that be weird if your whole life was just structured around a meeting? If your secretary followed you around 24 hours a day? Mine would be waking me up on Saturday morning. Mr. Schwem, get out of bed. You have a very busy day. Let's look at your schedule. Let's see. It looks like you got an 8:30 a.m. with your wife in the kitchen. She'll be discussing the current state of the lawn. Then you're giving a speech to your 3-year-old at noon. You'll be speaking on the art of peeing in the toilet, not around it. You got a 4-hour cocktail party with yourself in front of the football game between 2 and 6. Yeah. You're meeting the Domino's guy for dinner at 7, and tentatively you got a 10:30 p.m. with your wife in the bedroom. I'm thinking that's going to be canceled. What do you think, sir? Well.
Now let's talk about your audience. You want their undivided attention, right? That means you don't want to be competing with their electronic gadgets. Make everybody turn off their cell phones when they come in. Better yet, make everybody put their cell phones in a box when they come in. Trust me, even if they say they're not carrying their phones, they're lying. And if they say they're not playing around with their phones, they're lying again.
At a meeting like this, when you're surrounded by your compatriots, I think the worst thing that can happen to you is to be seen using a payphone. Because people kind of walk by and look at you like, oh yeah, you're a player. Yeah. Hey, whip out your typewriter. Let's do a little business here, huh? We can't just talk on the phone anymore. Now we got to do stuff on the phone. Now I was in a coffee store one day, and I see this kid, and he's typing into the phone. And I'm a comedian. I'm curious. I walk over and go, what are you doing? He goes, well, I'm sending a wireless text message to my girlfriend. Yes, you see, I just typed the message in, then I hit send. She gets it on her phone. Pretty cool, huh? Yeah. Of course, you can always call her since you're holding a phone! Use the phone! Now that's like driving to New York and pulling your jet behind the car, you know?
Thinking about using visual aids? Well, think again. You know, too many meeting leaders just can't speak without a software program like PowerPoint running over their shoulder. You know why they call it PowerPoint, don't you? Because it gives people the power to deliver presentations that have no point. That really was not necessary. Seriously, PowerPoint can't drive home a presentation quite like you can.
First of all, I just want to say I'm very happy that Citrix chose to, make it so incredibly easy for me to understand. I was nervous that I might not get it, but luckily it's starting to make sense now. That one especially, I think, and these are the kind of things that I really need to know. But now I don't totally agree with that one, but...
Okay, now you've got their attention. Don't blow it. Use simple terms that everybody can understand. Never assume your audience can decipher your corporate catchphrases. Oh, and above all, use complete words.
Now I know that FIPS token is specifically defined by Citrix as a token that is in compliance with FIPS. So basically, all I know about this group is that you stopped using complete words years ago. Is that right? Yeah. What is a typical day for the folks at USS? I'll put it in your language. I figure what? You probably get up in the AM after a night of R&R, take off your PJs, drink some OJ, get to work ASAP, right? All day long, you sit at your PCs dreaming up BS and trying to figure out how you can improve your shrinking DPMs, right? And maybe in 20 years, you'll make VP. You go home in the PM, what do? Well, you stop at an ATM, you punch in your PIN, you grab a C-note. You go home, your kids say, what's for dinner? You say, if I hear one more FAQ, your kids are going to be SOL. They got to eat, right? So what do? You hop in your BMW or your SUV, you drive to KFC, get them a little dinner. They come home, they eat dinner, you sit around your BVDs drinking MGD and watching HBO, CNN, MTV, and VH1 before taping ER on your VCR catching some Z's. That's your life. Is that right, folks?
Okay, let's recap. Give the meeting a cool name, get rid of the gadgets, go easy on the visual aids, and above all, speak English. I'm Greg Schwemm. Have a great meeting. I'm sorry, a symposium.